Hello everybody, welcome back to X2Z Garage. Now it has been quite a few weeks since a past upload, and that is due to the fact that we have been busy with not just this car but other things as well. Life gets in the way and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, he decided to work on his truck instead of the car.
Yeah.
He decided to put a 6-inch changer out of a Avalanche.
Yeah.
And he tried to get the Bose system to work in there with his work truck style wiring. That just didn't work out. So he ended up putting in an amplifier. He already had a mono amp. And he spent the last 2 weeks basically working that wiring out, and now he's got that done. And maybe he can show you a short on that.
Yeah.
But in that time, while he was farting around with that, I replaced the water pump because our ongoing issue with serpentine versus V-belt and her having power steering, we decided to go back to V-belt. So I had to change the timing cover. That's a new timing cover, a new water pump, because the factory 5.0 was a left rotation and the V-belt will be a right rotation. So I had to change the water pump. Since I had changed the water pump, I decided I might as well change the oil pan again, go back to the original dipstick in the timing cover like the 289 had. I think just all in all it's gonna be a better option for us. And yeah, so we had this whole face of this off, the oil pan off. Should have videoed that, but yeah, somebody was busy. And today they did the fuel lines up to here. Until we get the injectors on, I don't want to finish anything more to that. The original one had some pretty exotic bends that went down the driver's side. This is the original line from 1968. It actually sat in there more like this, going down the driver's side frame rail from the back. And this would be where the fuel pump was on top of the tank. So I tried to mimic that as close as possible. We used a El Cheapo tubing bender, a Maddox flaring tool kit that I bought, I don't know, about a year ago. Because I've got one, but I don't know where all the parts are to it anymore. This pole barn is a black hole for tools. Just seem to disappear a lot. Max will give you a demonstration of how to actually flare and bend this hard steel tubing, and it doesn't bend easy, does it, buddy?
No.
I'll show you what the new fuel line looked like. I tried to do a good job. You guys can tell me if it looks good or not. I didn't end up kinking it or anything. But basically it wraps around, because this pointed towards the factory location, so I had to wrap it around, go up the frame, into the frame rail, follow that down through, follow the contour, went steel line through here, put a little piece of hose on it so it doesn't rattle. It wouldn't have rattled anyways. Had to drill new holes through the torque box because the other side had holes, this side didn't. And terminating right here at this point, where once we get the injectors on and the fuel rails on, we'll know where that line's gonna have to poke through, and we'll continue it on up and into this fender apron like it is here on the driver's side. You can see where it pokes through the fender apron from the factory. We'll mimic the same thing on that side. Probably leave those holes open, or we'll come up with some plugs or grommets or something. We wanted to catch you guys up to where we're at on this. We haven't done anything with the
engine,
strut towers. Yes. We did pull this member here. We dropped the steering linkage down. We had the sway bar off so we could just drop that oil pan. We didn't pull the engine to do that, which I was grateful for, because that would have sucked. That's where we're at this point. And in the meantime, I pulled the throttle body off of this and cleaned it. Just absolutely caked with carbon from all those years, 30 some years. Now the car idles perfect, which we had it pretty close anyways, but I knew it needed to have that done to it. I was itching to do it, tore it off, found out the gaskets I bought were the wrong size. Had to go to O'Reilly's and order 2 new gaskets for it, the throttle spacer plate and the throttle body. And got that done yesterday. Max can go out and show you his truck, and then we'll get ready to show you how to bend and flare tubing, for those of you who don't know.
Okay, so like Dad was saying, I put the factory, I guess it wouldn't be factory for this truck, but a OEM Bose stereo system, which would have been the premium option. So I put the door speakers in it, and then found the little emblems there and put those on there. We actually went to a junkyard and pulled the whole dash radio harness out of a 04 Avalanche, and then just depinned the wires and stuff like that. I got this head unit out of it too. It's a 6-disc CD changer. It's literally the same one that's in the 3/4 ton Avalanche. And with that dash harness, I got the actual plugs for the tweeters, and we resoldered and all that. We resoldered the connections where I cut them up here when I originally put these in and tied them in. We resoldered that over there because that was just junk. Yeah, I understand that it wasn't that great the first time from a few comments that I got in that video. Got Bose door speakers over there. Got Bose ones up there as well from an extended cab. And the sub that's in it is the Bose, what is that, an 8-inch subwoofer that is in the console, and it sounds phenomenal. It does, it really does. It sounds better than that 10-inch one that I had back here, honestly. So yeah, plus I get the feature of the 6-disc CD changer in this truck, which is really probably my favorite feature. And some of you may know that these OEM radios are, let's just say, keyed in or assigned to a specific vehicle that they were put in from the factory, which means they had the vehicle's VIN number into the radio, so it would communicate between the radio and the body control module. So if you put one of these in straight from the junkyard, it would just say locked. You wouldn't get anything out of it. So that's where I found some software online. I got a little clip for the EEPROM chip that they call that's in it. You clip that onto that little EEPROM chip, which is basically the security chip. You type in the VIN numbers from my truck into the radio, flash it, and it'll recognize the radio as the factory one. So it all works. The security thing works. You can see it flashing right there. So yeah, that's how I did that. It bumps, and that's probably the last thing that I will do to the audio in this truck. Unless the speaker goes bad, then I'll just go to the junkyard, get more Bose speakers. Then, so yeah, I guess we'll get back out to the pole barn and bend some tube. Alright, so now I'm going to show you how to bend, flare, and was that it?
Bend and double flare.
Yeah, bend and double flare a piece of tubing.
When you're doing high pressure fuel lines, which is what this rubber hose is for fuel injection, it's too easy for the hose to just slip off of a smooth fitting. So what I did is, on that, I put a bulge on it. When you do a double flare, you bulge it and then you press it in, and it creates a double flare like you use on high pressure brake lines, things like that. So for those of you who don't know how to do that, Max just learned how today.
Yep.
He's going to walk you through it. Also, when you got to bend things and make some exotic turns, it's handy to have a tubing bender. Now this isn't the right tubing bender for this steel line. It worked, but they make ones with bigger handles, and he's going to show you how hard it is to do it with something that's made for copper.
So we're going to stick it in between there and the biggest setting, because that's what and make sure it doesn't fall out. Because that's the one that fits it. And we're going to bring it around here.
Show them how it's positioned in there. You have this little arm that it's going to hold it in place, and this is drawn over mandrel, so it's going to slide. And when you're doing something this hard, it's kind of actually a good idea to lubricate it.
Yeah.
But in this case, we're just showing you how to do it. And there's degrees on here. So right now it's at 0. So if you want to go up to a 90, you just turn it until it gets to 90.
Yeah. And then you just
hard steel line so it doesn't move very easy. Once it starts to go.
And that should be a 90 right there.
So not too complicated. When I had to make this line, you can see how many different bends and turns that the factory did. And I tried to match that as good as possible. And if you try to do it by hand, good luck. This stuff doesn't bend very easy, as Max will try to show you with this and see if he can just bend it with his hands.
Yeah, I'm not going to bend that.
I mean, it's made of steel. It doesn't bend very easy. You know, copper bends pretty easy. This stuff doesn't. And if you do manage to bend it by hand, you're just going to kink it flat. And once it's flat, you lose your flow. So what you want to do after you make your cut is you want to ream it out. And that's what this is a reamer. Just stick it in the end, you give it a few twists, and you'll see metal fall out of it. One thing you want to do too is, after you're done doing it, blow it out, because you just introduced a whole bunch of metal shavings into the fuel line otherwise. But I guess that's what they make filters for. There you go. And you got this thing. Now I greased these washers because, I mean, there's a lot of pressure on this. Ideally, what you want to do is you want to have this side loose. Here you go, buddy. I'll let you explain the rest of it.
Alright, then we're going to stick it into the 3/8 spot right there. Because this is a 3/8 hose.
Tube.
Line, same thing. I guess, almost, kind of.
Not even close.
No, okay.
I mean, a hose is all flexible.
Hose, okay, yeah.
This is a hose. This is a tube.
We're going to line it up flush, basically.
No, yeah.
No?
You're going to take this die, and you're going to set the height.
Oh.
It's got to match this edge of the die. Slide up. Is it flush to that die? Touch it.
Just about. Right there.
There. Well, which side do you tighten first?
Not the side that is closest to the tube.
Yeah, you want to tighten the side that's closest to the tube.
Oh.
Because what it is, you'll bring the one side in like this against the tube, and then you'll press it in with the other one. Well, nice and snug. So if this thing slides, you'll be cutting that chunk off and starting over again.
Sorry for giving you false information. I've only done this once.
Yeah, but he's an expert. It can seem complicated, and if you put it in the wrong direction, you'll start over. Because this particular tool has these edges on here. It's supposed to make it easier to put on. The older one I have just has notches, and you had to slide it across the thing to get it on there. All right, now what do you do?
Now we take the die,
Nipple in.
set it in there like that.
All right, now this is like cammed. Remember how I said it had those slots kind of?
Mm-hmm.
So you get it on upside down. So I can't get past that.
Oh.
So it's a good learning experience. Now you just back it all off. I would start with the other end.
Yay.
No, I mean, it's a learning experience. If this was just squared off like my old one, you just slip it up to it. But because it's got these notches, it has to turn on like a 45. And it doesn't have the ring.
And we can just line it up with the previous holes, I guess.
A little low. A little more. A little more. Right there.
A little more.
That's good.
Yeah.
And it's always good to take your time. Once you kink it, once you start to flare, you're kind of committed. And if you were mismeasuring in the beginning, you'll be using one of these, which is a tubing cutter. and cutting that end off. Hopefully you bought enough that you can make mistakes. I.e., this is what's left over from doing the fuel lines in the car. I made sure we had plenty.
Okay. Die. Thingy. Clamp, I guess. Okay.
Very slight, huh? Oh, you have to back this off.
Oh.
There you go.
That makes sense.
All right, sit for a second. I'll just get it on there for you. It's easier to do with one hand
Yeah.
up. But see how this ends up on a 45?
Yeah.
Because it has those slots. It's supposed to make it easier, and it does once you get the hang of it. And now you turn it in until it stops. And once again, this is steel line, folks. This doesn't just easily turn. So it would be better if you had a vise, just because it takes a lot of force. Once it starts to move, you'll almost feel it ease up.
It's a lot.
Yeah, it takes a lot of force. So I tend to press my hands together like this.
Hmm.
And it takes a lot of force. You can almost hear it creaking. There, she's bottomed out, ish. So I could still go a little more. There. And what you'll have when you're done is a bubble in this thing. We're done with that one now. So you notice how that bubbled out up against the edge of this die? Up here. Do you want to do the double flare on this one?
Yeah, might as well.
Well, let me show them what I did with that. We can put it right back into this spot.
Hmm.
What I did for the car was I just wanted this shape so that the hose couldn't come off. So when I put the hose over it and put a clamp on this side, it can't rise over that. This is also, like I said, made for doing brakes. So if you're doing brakes, that's when you want to commit to the next step, which is the double flare. What this is going to do is it's going to shove this extra chunk of metal in on itself back on this angle, which is the correct angle for brake lines or high pressure hydraulic fittings. If you're doing hard lines, some people like to use hoses and stuff. I can run that in until it bottoms out.
Oh, wow. I just went the wrong way.
Yeah, now slide it back this way, all the way so it'll give you the most leverage. Takes a little bit of hand strength. And like I say, unless you have a vise, which we could bring it over to the vise and show them how to do it in the vise. I think you use both hands.
Yeah.
And I theorize they make these little parts so small, one so you fit in the toolbox, but the other so you can't damage it.
Yeah.
Like you're only going to be able to put so much human input into that, and you're going to stall out. You there?
Yeah.
We'll check real quick.
Think so.
I think you're there, buddy. Look at that. Pro. Second time doing it. And that's probably going to be a beautiful double flare.
Oh,
All right, so if you wanted to do your own steel brake lines, in this case fuel lines, and we're not running a supercharged motor or something with crazy horsepower, so I went with 3/8. But you'll notice, I don't know if you can see this or not, but it's flared in on itself, which would match the inside of a hydraulic fitting if you had the nut on the back driving it. All right, now he's going to show you how easy it is to bend this stuff. Or did you already?
I already did.
All right, well, that's that. So I hope that was helpful and informative. We'll try to get a little more on getting the videos posted. Tried to get him to do on his truck, but he was so deep into that truck with pulling his hair out. It would have been about a 16-hour video.
Yeah, and I had to get it done because I actually had to drive the Avalanche to work twice.
Yeah, and that's costing him a fortune. That 8.1 liter just sips gas like it's candy.
Yeah.
Like it's an alcoholic, and it loves that, ethanol that's in the fuel, because it will consume fuel.
Yeah. So, yeah.
we haven't seen many people show much interest in the Mustang, so when I do stuff on that, I haven't been filming it because, yeah, we're not getting a lot of views on it anyway, so
Yeah.
apparently most people aren't that interested. But the next thing I'm gonna be doing to this is changing the tensioner pulley. I bought a tensioner pulley from LMR. I don't know. The original one looked different. The original one had little shoulders on it that I think would help keep the belt from falling off if something got out of alignment. I don't know if we told you guys about the 95 amp alternator that we put on it, but there's the new 95 amp alternator. Had this off yesterday. All of this, cleaning the inside of that. Now it's shiny on the inside. You know, shiny outside, but shiny inside. I didn't feel like polishing that whole thing. But this is the original. And the reason I say it needs to be changed, I'll show you. Probably like everybody else, let's see it. All right, so if I push down on this, which now it's bottomed out.
Oh.
See how it stays?
Yeah.
It is sticking. Now it does have tension on it. You can see it.
Yep.
But it's giving up. Like it should. If this is where it wants to rest, that's where it should stay. There is tension,
That
but I've heard
can
of
cause belt slipping.
Yeah, where you hear that squeak
Yeah.
every once in a while. Now, back in the day, these had a square. They're known as carriage bolts in the center, and a nut on the back side. The new one from LMR, that's just a hole. And you get a bolt, you don't get a nut. And I didn't realize that they must want you to use the factory nut that's on here. So I had this all apart, went to change it, I'm not too keen on this. Tried to source one that was a, original style, and I haven't found one yet. So I will probably put that on and see how it works. And hopefully it works good.
Yeah.
If not, then I'll probably be looking in junkyards and stuff until I find one that is OE.
Yeah.
Because Ford's not producing any of those parts for some strange reason.
Yeah.
But, the car's not bad.
No.
It runs good.
Alright. Yep. That's gonna do it for this video. Yeah.
So if anybody needs a 302 oil pan with a 7.3 liter diesel dipstick tube, let us know. We'll sell it cheap. If not, we'll use it on another project.
Yeah.
It'd still work.
It'd work on a 5.0.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's gonna do it for this video.
Thanks everybody for watching.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah, it tickles us.
Yeah.
To see people are on there, especially when people comment.
Yeah.
Even if it's bad.
Yeah.
It's kind of comic relief.
Yeah.
Some of the ones that were like, I don't know about this, or like, yeah, well,
I got it done. So
we're learning, same as everybody else.
yeah.
I think we're doing pretty good. Car's coming along. I would love to have this done before winter. That's why I was losing patience with the filming. I just wanted to get some things done.
Yeah.
Because if I gotta wait to film, then I only get so many days off. He only gets so many days off. So it's like I'm just gonna do some stuff, and if he's available to film at that
Do
time.
some check-ins.
Because he does all the filming and editing and stuff. It's not my bag. We're getting there though.
Yep.
So, next will be getting the injectors in the motor, getting the wiring ran to the injectors, mounting the computer. Then once the fuel rails around with the injectors, I'll know where to finish this fuel line to. Put some hoses on it. It's getting there.
Yep.
That fuel line today was quite the accomplishment because that was really difficult bending to make it look good and not create problems.
Yep.
And I hate to say it, but we might have changing this rack before it's all said and done.
Yeah.
I did not want to work on this car. This is my wife's car. If it were up to me, we wouldn't have owned it, but now we do. So I want her to be able to drive it and enjoy it. It's been sitting around for so long. It'd be nice that she can just stick a key in it and drive it. So we'll get it there.
Yep.
With all of your support and views.
Yeah.
Be nice to throw some money in too, but hey, it is what it is. All right, thanks everybody.
Yep, that is going to do it for the third time. That's going to do it for this video. We'll try and get another one out Wednesday, maybe on something. I don't know what yet, but we'll try and get one out on Wednesday. So yeah, thank you for watching. Subscribe and all that kind of stuff.
Well, friend.
We're on the road to 100 subscribers. We're sitting at like, what, 95 right now?
Something like that.
Yeah, so give us like 5 more if you're just bumping into the channel now.
Yeah, tell a friend.
Tell a friend. More interesting stuff to come. And yeah.
Watch it with your family.
Yeah. I'll see you in the next video.